Ladies and gentlemen, this is Maximus Black. Hit me up with that noise. Starting up here in the top left position, we have Einar.
Yeah. Einar. Einar. Yeah. If it's pronounced like some names, then it's got to be Einar.
And down here,
oh Lord,
will you choose the blue or the red pill?
Oh jeez.
Morpheus.
Oh, the Matrix jokes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try really hard not to.
Oh, I'm gonna try real hard too.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Hey, look, this is that map that you love so much, where it's impossible to defend against Zerg.
Oh, okay, that was cool. Yeah, no, I don't know the name of this map, and I never want to learn it.
Because you basically vetoed it immediately.
Ooh, this is really cool. I like how this is. It's like it's coming out of the ground. It's like a volcano of.
You haven't noticed that
of
before?
Gas? No, I've never noticed that ever. Yeah, I play a lot of Starcraft too.
High fidelity graphics, only in Starcraft.
Very nice. I like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Looks
beautiful.
Like these things look like my asshole after taco night.
Is it actually green?
Yeah.
So that's like the cartoon stuff's actually based on reality.
No, it's the truth. It can actually look like a geyser.
That sounds vile.
Yeah.
Like really, really bad.
TVT.
TVT, and I believe actually they put in the name. This is a bronze TVT.
Awesome.
And so we're gonna have lots of stuff to talk about, the do's and don'ts. All right, let's talk basic TVT mechanics in basically any league. The metagame for Terran at this point is a couple of things. Somehow, Reapers have managed to make a small comeback for a Reaper attack expansion.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. The more common is that it slowly devolves into a tank Viking battle, for which eventually becomes air superiority.
I don't know.
To tank superiority.
I don't know necessarily if it's like that in bronze games.
Well, no, I'm just talking like in general.
Yeah.
In bronze games, it's who can macro up the most Marines and Marauders and then win.
Yeah.
Which in any lower league like bronze and silver, at that point, you really do want to just solidify your macro. And so, as long as you're constantly spending money,
by all means, go ahead.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's your main focus. Keep your money down. Constantly. Don't let it build up for a long time and then spend it all. Just constantly be building something and macro it up and go from there. That's a great starting foundation for later on.
So both players right now are gonna get 2 racks, and there's still no gas for any player. And actually, there's a 3rd racks going down now for Morpheus. And just as I'm saying it, Einar is going to grab a refinery. Did I say extractor before? Same thing.
Possibly.
It's the exact same thing to me.
Wasn't paying attention, to be honest.
Whatever, I don't give a shit. Yeah, so it looks like we're just going to see a bunch of Marines.
Yeah, which is totally acceptable. In a TVT, and there are some Terran players still now, and for a while the only pro that I really ever saw doing it was like Marine King Prime, for obvious reasons, was pure Marine. All the time. Didn't matter what tech, what other person was using, just Marines.
Yeah.
All day.
Well, Marines are just such a good tier 1 unit, and they're good throughout the entire game.
If you focus on upgrades.
Yeah, if you can, just like what Adam said, if you can get combat shields, if you can get stim, if you can, get +1.
3/3 Marines are scary as shit.
Dude, they melt anything.
Yeah.
Except for like giraffes.
Yeah.
And they can even melt those if
you split them.
If you can get in close enough, you can melt anything with Marines. And you know what? Marines are just good units. I mean, you take a look at the tier 1 units for Zerg. You have Zerglings. Zerglings, good and big numbers with metabolic boosts. But with Marines, they're even good when you don't upgrade them. You can, at this point in the game, you go up there with 12 Marines. You can deal some damage and even win a game straight up with just building Marines.
No, certainly. I mean, I guess the same could be said for Protoss with Zealots. You could win an early game by just going Zealots, but it's definitely more viable with Terran in that you can take the Marine into the late game usually a lot more effectively than any other race can on a tier 1 unit and just purely build them. They're a very versatile unit. In order to make them viable in a late game, though, you generally do have to actually know what you're doing with them. You have to be able to split them. You have to be able to, group them properly.
Yeah, and that's one of the beautiful things about the Marine is, sure, they're easy, and people complain that, oh, well, Marines doesn't take any skill to use them.
Yeah.
But, which is true at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
But later on in the game, you actually have to be very crafty.
Oh, no A move. They're just moving down the map.
Okay.
Look at that nice triangle formation by the Marines there on Morpheus' side.
It looked like it was straight out of like what's that hockey? The hockey.
It was the Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks.
The Flying V.
The Flying V. Nice.
The Marines were doing the Flying V, and you know what? As stupid as it sounds, that actually saved a lot of them because the range, only a couple of those Marines up front in that triangle took damage. So it actually ended up working out quite well.
We're actually going to see possibly a game right now, or very. Or very close to. Oh, well, he does have a reactor here, so he's going to be able to double pump out some
no,
Marines.
he'll be okay, because there's no reinforcements coming.
Yeah.
So Red will survive this.
Yeah. Oh, but he is.
I like that!
Wow, that was nice.
Yes!
Putting himself in a beautiful
Morpheus.
choke.
Yes,
wow.
Morpheus!
He is the one! He is the one!
Screw looking for the one.
Yeah.
He's already found it in himself, putting himself in a wonderful position, and these Marines are doing way more damage than they have any right to. And now the SCVs are back, and they'll be able to get us around, and those Marines will go down. If Morpheus had actually reinforced there, he could have won the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Almost immediately.
But you know what?
I am really happy that he actually, at bronze, made the decision to get himself into that choke point against those SCVs.
It was very nice. And like I was saying there before the action happened, when you're using the Marines in the late game, it is really, really important that you start using control groups and splitting up your Marines in different directions, not overstimming, because a lot of players think, oh, well, I've got stim and it's the best thing ever. If you don't have medevacs, and even when you have medevacs, you always got to take a look at how much energy does these medevacs have, and a lot of the time is Protoss players, Terran players, and Zerg players alike, they'll force a stim. They'll go, they'll push, then they'll back up.
Sometimes they'll only send a couple of units,
and
because a knee-jerk reaction for a Terran,
insta-click. Boom, boom, go in, and that can actually be a bad thing. So, like Adam was saying, in the late game, Marines is an art, and I think when you get that art down, they are
they're dangerous.
So deadly.
Yeah.
And here we go. He's actually going up here on the high ground, and this is something he doesn't want to get into. Ooh, but he might be able to pick off that SCV to slow it down. Very nice scan.
Morpheus, where are you coming from, sir? You belong in silver.
Nice.
You belong in silver. That was a lovely little scan there, denying the bunker, and now he's going to try and get rid of this. At this point, though, he really should back up. This is kind of unnecessary, and he's just throwing units into the slaughterhouse, the meat grinder at this point.
Yep.
But you know what? So far, so good. And that orbital should be making its way over there pretty soon. I'm surprised Morpheus himself hasn't expanded with all of the extra time he's had. But the food count difference is huge. And oh my goodness, a drop. That's GG.
Yeah, that's gonna be game over. And you
GG,
know what?
Medvacs.
I gotta hand it to what's his name when you call him? Einar. He got a fast expand. He still held off quite a bit. There was a lot of damage, but instead of taking this orbital command and trying to go down here and expand, he's going to leave it for mules. Yeah. And that's very, very smart. A lot of Terran players do that.
Oh, yeah.
They'll use it mule up, get a bunch of units, go make a push, and then expand. But since he had a lot of pressure on him, he just decided to stay in the base. He can double pump SCVs and double pump those mules. Kudos to him.
Absolutely. Something that makes that very dangerous is that you can do a not quite all-in with your SCVs, but you can definitely take more SCVs than normal when you can double pump those mules for obvious reasons. And this drop's going to be deadly. There's even Marauders in this mix.
Game over.
And there's 2 medevacs at this point. This is GG. There's almost nothing.
There is nothing.
That can be done about this. He needs to send in his SCVs, bring in his Marines, and then hope for the best is what needs to happen.
Yeah, it's just
if he just brings in his Marines, that's not going to do anything.
He's going to have to single fire like every single one of these units, and he just doesn't have enough. He does have a siege tank out now.
No siege,
but all of those Marines just got melted, and
Einar leaves the game.
Macro for Morpheus, not the greatest, but really good unit control. Really,
good decision making.
I was just about to say that. Really good game sense. Good decision making. And for a bronze player, he did really well. And I think once he gets his macro down, he's definitely going to bump up a couple of leagues.
Oh, absolutely. No, you definitely see hints of higher level play there from Morpheus.
It's like he watches a lot of Starcraft.
Yeah, it looks like he watches a lot of Starcraft. And so his mechanics will follow, and he'll eventually, he'll make his way up the ladder, and I'm sure Einar will as well.
Decent TVT.
Decent TVT,
I'm happy.
indeed, especially for a bronze league. Very, very nice, and I liked what I saw.
Yep, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been LAGTV coming to you from the fine locale of Canuckville, Canada. This has been Overwar.
We're not actually from British Columbia. We're not from Vancouver.
That place doesn't even exist.
Canuckville is like something that I'm pretty sure all the hockey fans say.
Well, I mean, some people in Vancouver who are fans of the Canucks will call
Canuckville.
Call it Canuckville.
Yeah,
but in reality,
I'm pretty sure it's not actually a place.
No, it's not.
And if it is, people are gonna just flame us for it because I don't think it is.
Oh no, it's not.
Okay,
it's not. I can say with authority that no man in Canada has been dumb enough to call something.
Yeah,
Canuckville.
but I'm pretty sure a lot of hockey fans call it Canuckville, Canada. Or Canuckville.
Canuckville.
Not Canada, but Canuckville.
But just Canuckville. No, absolutely.
We're actually from Halifax, Nova Scotia, which is actually on the opposite side.
The opposite side of the country.
Canada.
Yes.
We're on the East Coast. We're in the Maritimes.
We fight with guns and we fight with cannons and guns with butter knives on the end of them here.
Citadel Hill. Nice place.
Come at us, bro.
Yeah.
Come at us, bro.
Stab you with this butter knife.
Stab you with this butter knife. And when you look through your binoculars and see a cannon coming at you, what you gonna do?
Nothing.
When these cannons run wild on you. Brother.